Ladies, we are here tonight on the show, and tonight we are going to talk about Willard Yuta. Pretty much, they asked him a question about doing an all women's pay per view, and he said 100%. Man, I think the women are ready for an all women's pay per view, and I'm like, really? I don't know, man. Britt Baker looks kind of lost on the shelf for now, right? Yesterday, having a meaningless match with what was like a local wrestler over there in Boston. I'm like, that used to be your best star, and now she's lost on the shelf ever since they took the women's championship. Jade Cargill's nowhere to be found. That was probably your second biggest star. Tony Storm, she's kind of, whatever. She's the women's champion. She's in a faction with Saraya and Ruby Soho. They seem more like equal than anything. You got Chris Stylander as a TBS champion. I'm like, I don't know, man. I mean, if WWE is not playing up, they did one years ago. I believe it was called like the Women's Evolution, and it only did it one. They never done it ever since. I don't think they're gonna, because I think they have better stars, right? With freaking Becky Lynch, Bayley, Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair. They have Rhea Ripley. They have more stars, and if they're not doing it, I don't think AEW should be doing it. That's the last thing AEW should be thinking of, doing an all-women's pay-per-view. I think Willer Yuta just said this to be nice when they asked him the question. But, yeah, no. That's probably the weakest part of AEW, the women's division. But, yeah, hell no, ladies and gentlemen. Hell no. Maybe in the future when the division gets better. But for now, it's not ready. They said Bryan Danielson. No, excuse me. No. Where am I at? There was a meeting before Collision this past Saturday led by CM Punk. They were trying to figure out ways to make Collision separate themselves from Dynamite, so don't be at the same show. I already think it is. I feel like Dynamite's for sure more star powered. There's a lot more storylines going on, mainly obviously the MJF and Adam Cole storyline. And then obviously now I might be over now, but I mean the Black Queen Comeback Club with the Elites. You got the Jungle Boy, Jack Perry storyline going on with Hook. We're in Collision, kind of outside of CM Punk. There's not much going on, but they put on a lot of great matches, but not so much good storyline. Like even those great matches they had the last few shows, right, with Bullet Club Gold and FTR. There wasn't a lot of storyline behind those two teams, right? It was mainly coming off the Fatal 4-Way matches they had with CM Punk and along with Ricky Starks and the Gun Boys. There wasn't too much of a feud, and they just had banger matches. But you have Andrade supposedly with Malachi and the House of Black. There's not too much though. But I mean, they put on great matches. Hopefully, they talk about that, maybe putting in a little bit more storylines behind some of these matches at a Collision. But yeah, hopefully. But there was a meeting between Tony Khan and CM Punk, led by CM Punk and Tony Khan, with how to make Collision better and how to make it a different show than Dynamite. Bryan Danielson gave an update on his arm. He said, I had surgery. He didn't say how long he might be out with. He just said a few weeks ago, I had surgery and I'm recovering. Thank you everybody for the well wishes. So no update on when he could possibly be back. So wishing Bryan Danielson a speedy recovery, man. WWE is very happy with the Judgment Day, the results they're getting. NXT did about 700,000 views. One of their best shows in like since 2021. So they're very satisfied, obviously, with Dominic winning the championship. Obviously, they plan to have more appearances for the Judgment Day going forward. Now with Dominic, especially as the champion. But yeah, man, good stuff, man, with Judgment Day and NXT, man. So this was off the air, but they said that after the match, and this is why I think the feud is officially over. That the whatever was left of the freaking Black Queen Comeback Club. Mainly, it was pictured in the picture. There was Claudia Castanelli and John Moxley shaking hands with the elites after the match. So that could mean that the feud's officially over. Also, a lot of people were kind of freaking out because after Kenny Omega grabbed the microphone and he basically said something about, at the end of the day, I'm only going to go where these guys go. And he pointed at the Young Bucks. So pretty much hinted that if the Young Bucks leave AEW in the future, he's going to leave AEW with them. So a lot of people were like, damn, was that like a message sent? Like, hey, if these guys leave, I'm out too. So, man, I don't know about that, man. But pretty interesting stuff right there by Kenny Omega. But I think that's it with the freaking I think that's it with the news. I think we're ready to recap Dynamite. Ladies and gentlemen, here tonight on a Thursday. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what's the date? 19 Dynamite. Let's see here. July 19. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Here we go, man. All right, so this show, freaking Jungle Boy, man. Starts off with freaking Jungle Boy. He's coming out to have his match with Hook for the FTR Championship. Instead, they play the music a few times. He doesn't come out. Kind of the same way Monday Night Raw started with Brock Lesnar teasing he was going to come out. And then they showed a picture of a video of him in a desert, and he freaking buries his attire from Jungle Boy. So pretty much he's burying the character Jungle Boy. And see, this is where I think they should have waited and officially named him Jake Perry. The whole confusion about calling him Jungle Boy Jake Perry was confused. They should have waited until they turned on heel to change the name from Jungle Boy to Jake Perry. And he comes out, new music, new attire. He's got a ponytail on. He's officially a heel. He comes out with the music. And, it's interesting because the last 2 weeks he's running away. He doesn't want to fight Hook. But tonight he was all over the damn place. And he was like a typical heel, willing to do whatever it took to win the championship. Had Hook in the balls, hit him with the title. The referee was knocked out at once. Eventually, Jack Perry ended up freaking winning the FTW championship. Also, this is the first time that Hook loses a match. And he been looking very dominant, and now they had him losing, not only losing but losing his championship. Congratulations to Jake Perry. He is the new FTW champion. I thought that throughout the night, Taz, being the fact that his father did a great job throughout the night of being angry and stuff like that, right? Like, hey, my son just lost his championship tonight. I'm pissed off. Chris Jericho was commentating there in the night. And he like, I don't want to talk because I'm so pissed. But trust me, Hook is going to get some payback on Jack Perry. So I thought that was good. That was a little good thing throughout the night. That Taz was kind of like upset the whole night about Hook losing his championship. But yeah, good stuff. I think typical heel, doing everything he could to win, heading him in the balls, hitting him with the title, getting the referee knocked out. Good stuff, man. They show Don Callis and Chris Jericho having dinner. Later on, they show them arriving into the arena together. So, but they still won't give an answer if Jericho has officially joined Don Callis. But so interesting stuff because they are having dinner. They are arriving to the arena together. Jericho says, we're negotiating. We're trying to see what's better for me. If it's better to stay with the Jericho Appreciation Society. So pretty interesting stuff right there. Then you see Adam Cole and freaking MJF backstage. They freaking go to a Chinese restaurant. Adam Cole's like, you gotta face your fear of having spicy food, so you for them to have spicy food, stuff like that. At the end, they ask for water, and instead the waiter gives them alcohol. For hilarious stuff. They ended up beating up the waiter. Hilarious stuff, man. Obviously, this is more of a WWE storyline, though. I don't know how a lot of people, how some AEW hardcore fans feel about the storyline, man. If you ask me, a lot of comedy in this. That's what people like about AEW. It's just more wrestling, right? And we're here. It feels like more of a WWE with the whole comedy part of it. Let's see here, ladies and gentlemen. And then we have Britt Baker versus Kayla Sparks. I don't know what the hell this was about. They need to find a better way to use Britt Baker. It seems like all of a sudden, ever since she lost her championship, they don't know what the hell to do with Britt Baker, man. Seriously, man. Let's see, man. Seriously, man. You got an interview backstage, MJF and Adam Cole. They surprise each other with MJF gives them matching shirts. Then Adam Cole surprises them with matching jackets. Shit like that, man. It's Jesus Christ, man. And then they have their match, and as they're coming out, man, freaking MJF comes out, and he's waiting for Adam Cole to come out, and Adam Cole comes out with a remix of both MJF and Adam Cole's music. Like, Jesus Christ, man. And before the fucking match starts, they have a dance-off. Oh, my Lord. You talk about sports entertainment. Jesus Christ, man. Very interesting. I wonder who's doing this storyline. Obviously, Tony Khan is signing off on it. But I wonder who's coming up with all this stuff, because this is more of a WWE type storyline. I'm telling you, man, that it's hilarious, man. It's by far. It reminds me of maybe last year with Matt Riddle, Randy Orton. You know, man, it's hilarious. Sammy Guevara and Daniel Garcia, man, good match. They're trying to hit that double clothesline. Finally, they hit it on the third try. And they freaking win. They're officially the number one contenders for FTR Tag Team Champions. FTR comes out. They have a face-off, man. And so the match will be on Collision on July 29th. I think it's like in 2 weeks. And we'll see if Adam Cole and MJF become tag team champions. There was a moment, though, after the match where they're celebrating, and the referee gives a title to Adam Cole, the AEW championship, and Adam Cole just stares at it like this. And then MJF sees it, and he just grabs it out of him. And they did start kind of arguing for a little bit, but they ended up hugging it out. So it's probably that's how it's going to lead up to. I'm guessing they might wait until All Out in September to do it. That's what I'm thinking. I feel like they're not going to do it at All In. Like I said, I don't even know All In is more of a house show. It seems like now. I don't know. We'll see now as we start to get closer. If it's going to be more, it seems like it might be more of a house show vibe than a pay-per-view vibe. So they might wait until to do the blowout and have maybe MJF and Adam Cole fight for the AEW championship and still All Out in September. We'll see what happens, man. Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara are they're walking out. Jericho's waiting to consult them, and they just walk past Jericho, just like Jack Hager. They're pissed off at Jericho because he's thinking of leaving them for Don Callis. So good stuff right there. Let's go. Let's see here, ladies and gentlemen. So we got the Blood and Guts. That's basically it, man. The Blood and Guts is the whole final hour of the show, man. You know, Blood and Guts, pretty much, you know, their version of War Games. You know, great match. Obviously, John Moxley going crazy with first shattered glass, and then freaking, what was it, like a board of needles? Jesus Christ, man. This guy is unbelievable. Freaking John Moxley, man. Holy cow. Obviously, you know, everybody taking their shots, man. I think at one point, Willer Yuta and one of the Young Bucks go up to the top, and they're fighting the top. And then Willer Yuta gets back down, but Matt Jackson stays on the top. And from the top, he drops what were they, like needles or thumbtacks? And freaking he drops them, and then freaking was it John Moxley and Claudio? They got body slammed into the thumbtacks. That was pretty crazy, man. He dumped them from the top of the cage. Freaking at one point, John Moxley spits on the camera, or like he kisses the camera, and there's blood all over the place. At the end, what happens is Claudio Castagnoli accidentally elbows the Bastard Pack. The Bastard Pack gets pissed off. He walks away. He walks out of the match. So it's four on 5 now. And then John Moxley gets handcuffed onto the ropes. They handcuff John Moxley onto the ropes. So now it's fucking 3 on 5. And then Don Callis comes out and he grabs Takashita Hashihara and they walk out. So it's just basically it was like fucking 2 on 5. And then at the end, I don't know if they even handcuffed Claudio Castagnoli too. I think they might have. And then it's just basically 5 on 1, and they just freaking choke out Willer Yuta. And Moxley throws in the white towel basically and gives up. So they basically don't kill Willer Yuta with the choke out. And that's how the match ends. So they really make sure they protected the Backpoint Comeback Club with having 2 members walk away, having another one, possibly 2 other tied up on the ropes, handcuffed, and then the other one just choked out. They protected them. They made it look strong in the loss. Supposedly after the match, they were shaking hands. So this means this feud could finally be over. I'm still interested to see where the whole Don Callis, Chris Jericho goes into this thing, because it seemed like Don Callis only cared about Takashita. He didn't give a shit about anybody else. He just, once he said that things were going south, the Bastard Pack had walked away. John Moxley was handcuffed. He's like, Takashita, we're leaving. He didn't give a shit about the rest of the team. So are they now just going to build another faction, maybe with Don Callis, Takira Hatakasha, and Chris Jericho? Is that where they're going? I thought, because at first, like I said, I thought they were going to have like Don Callis replace William Regal as the manager and have Jericho replace Bryan Danielson, who's hurt, and change it from the Black Wing Comeback Club, which is named after William Regal's hometown, to change it to the Don Callis family. That's what I first thought. But now I'm thinking they're going to maybe build a new faction with Takashita Hatakasha and Chris Jericho with Don Callis. Who knows what's going on there, man? Pretty interesting. This seems kind of, they're going to maybe reset a lot of stuff. I mean, right now, the only storyline that's really going on is that's probably going to continue. It's the whole Adam Cole MJF thing. Everything else might get a reset after this. I think Claudio's, they got a pay-per-view from Ring of Honor coming up. He's got to defend the Ring of Honor championship. So we could see a lot of new fresh storylines starting next week. Like I said, besides Adam Cole and MJF, possibly a lot of new storylines for everybody, right? What is CM Punk doing in Collision? He just lost the Owen Hart tournament to Ricky Starks. So yeah, he's kind of, so outside of MJF and Adam Cole, everybody might need to start a new storyline next week as we start heading into All Out and All In August and September. But we'll see where we go from here, ladies and gentlemen. But until next time, I'm finished.